Hey everyone, welcome to the wow, I just messed that up. I messed that up.
Nice.
I know. Let's try that again. Let's try that again.
Take two.
And go.
Hey everyone, welcome to There's Nobody Here Named Josh, the podcast where we are true to the name that there's no one currently here named Josh. I think. I don't know. I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by Will.
Josh, I need you to get out of here. Sorry, did we start yet?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Oh, man, we heard all of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kick that Josh out.
Kick that Josh out. Will, and the other one's Aaron.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah, he's back.
Woo!
Before we begin officially, remember I got to lay down the ground rules. Do you know what the ground rules are, Will?
Well, there
Don't
is
talk
nobody
about
here
Fight
named
Club.
Josh.
Pardon?
Wait,
Don't-
Aaron, what did you say?
Don't talk about Fight Club.
Don't talk about Fight Club. We
Yeah,
just
we
broke.
don't
We
talk
just
about
broke the
Fight
first.
Club,
We just broke the
Yeah.
first rule now. Anyway,
and
Shit, they're gonna kick me out now.
we don't have Josh's here. We can't.
at least
do
not
that.
anymore. You kicked that one
Well,
out.
yeah, I got him out because we started because that's the rule.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to abide by the rules.
Okay, so we're gonna go right into our topic today because I have a feeling this one's gonna be an in-depth one.
Sexual.
We're gonna go right into music.
Yeah.
Music. Now,
Aw, yeah.
when I say music, I mean like
Music,
anything
you know,
in general.
that thing with rhythm.
With that rhythm. Well, not all music has good rhythm.
Mhm.
Well, it still has rhythm though.
That's true. But not all music has good rhythm.
It's very true.
But we're gonna go into different kinds of music, like what's your favorite style of music, your favorite band, concert experiences, things like that. Okay, so we're gonna put it right out there. Aaron, we're gonna start out with this hugely debated topic. Why does Aaron hate country music so much?
Super quick, just like right before,
Okay.
just to give like the people at home, like the listeners, just to give, they might not even be at home, they could be on the bus or whatever.
Mhm.
Just to give them some context here, we got into the voice call, and then we started.
Yeah.
There was nothing pretty well beforehand.
Immediately talking about music.
Immediately talking about music. Okay, so we're gonna start. Like I said, we're gonna start with this topic. Why does Aaron hate country music?
This is a very hard one because there's so many facets as to why the country music industry is so garbage. And one of the biggest ones, I think, especially with modern country, is how it sells itself out so hard. Like, you've got, like, country rap now. And, like, I heard a country song on the radio recently that was using, like, a trap house beat in the background.
Wait, what?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, yeah, like...
Does that count as country?
I don't know, man. And it was like it was 90% a country song. Like it had all the guitars and all the stuff, and he was singing "Talking Like This" in country. But then it had fucking it had
Got my pickup truck and my dog.
yeah, country is good, it's good, and that's all they sing about. But it had like the trap house beat where it was a synthetic drum, and so typically trap house,
no.
like if anyone's listening to trap music nowadays, like you know that it's the the stagnate, or sorry, like the, I don't know how you would say it. I can't remember my music terms, but it's like the staccato sort of hi-hat. You know, it's like that like really like with a hi-hat. That's very trap house, right? Like that's part of that. Yeah. That fucking, and that was in this country song, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, what in the actual fuck are they doing? And I mean,
Yeah,
like,
I don't trust it.
but that's the thing too, is like in country as a whole, it doesn't evolve and change as a genre because it can't. I mean, like it's a very limiting genre because it's country. It's like, you know, it's your standard chords. You throw in some slide guitar, a little bluesy twang. You got a banjo in there,
A violin or two.
yeah, fiddle. But yeah,
A
Fiddle.
fiddle.
Pretty much
Yeah,
the same thing.
if you want to get sassy, you know, toss an accordion in there. Sure, like it's a very acoustically driven
Right,
genre,
but
right? Like
Mhm.
that's why you make new genres though, or
Exactly.
subclasses of said genre.
But then, like, it's also the subject matter that pisses me off.
Well, almost every country song's either about a wife, a husband leaving a wife, or a wife leaving a husband, or a husband
A
cheating
wife
on a
killing a
wife,
husband.
Okay, so it's always about
Or
either it's
a
always
dog.
a
about
dog.
yeah, being in
a
love,
truck.
being
Yeah.
in love, getting left, my dog, my truck, and went hunting, or
Got some beer.
my favorite, they literally sing about how country is fun. They will just have songs. There
Wait.
are actual country songs that are just like, I like country music. Let's all dance and sing. It's country music for me. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, it's the only genre of music I've ever heard where they just sing about the genre. Where it's just like, I went down to my buddy's house and we listened to some country songs. And then we went out and listened to some country all night long. And there you go. There's a fucking country song. And
All right, so there's a song I listened to like a long time ago. I say a long time. I was in like grade 4, and it fuck, what was it called? It called like "Ain't Going Down" or something. And it starts out with 6:00 on Friday, and Mama didn't know she's leaving. Did she hear the screen door slamming? And then something about a country station blaring on.
That's Garth Brooks, my friend.
Yeah. So,
That's
but
Garth
again,
Brooks.
like, and that's not to say that those songs don't have value, because like
Yeah.
they do, and sometimes if it's well written and it's well played out, it's a good country song. It's a good country song because
It
country,
is.
it can be soulful and it can be powerful and it can be beautiful because it is a down home country song. Yeah. But it's like every single fucking song. Like, you put on any country album, and I guarantee you there's going to be a song about fishing. There's going to be a song about my truck. There's going to be a song about fishing
in my truck.
out of my truck, and then with my dog. And then, like, my girlfriend left me because I went fishing. And it's like, that's, and then it'll be like, and then I listened to some country, yeah. And then that's country, and I hate it. But there was good country. There was good country, like Brooks
Yes,
and
there
Dunn,
was.
and
Brooks,
fucking
yeah.
like Reba McEntire,
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks. Like, some of these guys back in the day, they were killing it because they were on the forefront of that sort of thing, and they were doing it. And then everybody else was sort of just picking up the pieces. And then now you've got guys that are rapping over country songs, and it is the most fucking asinine thing in the world to listen to a dude with a Houston accent try to rap. And it's just like, man, who the fuck are you singing this song to? And who is this for? And then people love it. They eat it up, like the
They
country
do.
fans.
They absolutely do. Like, I used to. Okay. There's a country station here. Okay, in Sault Ste. Marie. It used to be called Q104.
Yeah.
But now,
yeah.
now it's 104.3 country or something like that.
Yeah.
Country 104, 3.
Yeah. So that was constantly on at my house. Constantly on in my house. From like the day I was born until like my mom's still probably playing that station right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's that's what I grew up with. I grew up with Reba. I grew up with, you know, Brooks and Dunn and Garth Brooks.
And they started to create the precipice.
Yeah,
of,
they
like, the
they
new
laid
country.
the foundation
for new country.
For new country.
Old country.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash, Hank Williams, Merle Haggard, Patsy Cline, Jimmy Rogers, Willie Nelson.
Mm-hmm. He's
Like,
the only one of them still going.
and he's still killing it. You're like, that's fucking, to me, that was country. Waylon Jennings, you know what I mean? Conway Twitty, oh my god. A lot of these guys, these were like
Hank Williams,
Elvis. We can't, you know, Elvis Presley, can't leave him out of there.
No, well, he wasn't specifically country, but he did do.
When he started out, he was country.
He was country. Yeah, he was at first.
And then even though he did get into more rockabilly, or like, it still wasn't rock. It was rock country. Yeah. It was,
I guess you could have called it could have called it rockabilly.
Yeah, it was rockabilly. Like, it was
rockabilly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's upbeat, but that still has its roots in country. What country has become is an abomination. It's an abhorrent tragedy, and I think what country needs is a return to its roots, not rap. Dear God. And, like, not to, you know, and this is going to make me sound terrible, but, like, those are the two most separate fucking poles to try to combine.
Country and rap?
Yeah, like, that is like the northmost hemisphere and the southmost hemisphere of music.
Now, what kind of, like, are you, like, apparently, according to my brother, there's a difference between hip hop and rap.
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, I believe you that there is. I believe you.
There
that
is.
a difference.
There's
I
a
can
definitely,
also confirm
definitely
this.
marketable difference between hip
Now,
hop and rap.
what about if you were to mix country and hip hop?
No, God, no.
That's not a good idea.
No.
It doesn't make sense. It's like,
All right, so like the blues,
Yeah.
like BB King, Muddy Waters, Tab Benoit.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So, like that is sort of the area with maybe less electric guitar and
Like
less
that-
electric bass and more acoustic feel. That is the country. That is
The train.
blues is like electric country.
Yeah, working in the jail. Like, well, I wouldn't go that far. Like, some of the best blues is still like done on acoustic.
Oh yeah,
and
for
stuff.
sure.
Like,
But like
they
there's
weren't- they
more
weren't really-
like
they're
electric
playing-
guitar and bass
Yeah,
in blues than there is in country.
Oh my god, like Bo
Oh.
Diddley and shit. Some of these guys, but then that's what led into rock, and then you'll get the people who are like, well, the white man stole rock and roll from the black man. It's like, okay, calm down. Like, it's music. Just like, why can't everybody just make music?
let's let
those
music be
roots
music.
came from that. A lot of that came from the South. Like, if you're looking for anything with soul, any music that is going to hit you in the chest and probably make you cry is coming from the South, right? Like, it's coming from the heartlands. It's coming from people who had struggle and tragedy. Like, there was a guy, that's how Muddy Waters was actually found. And him and
Really?
actually a bunch of other blues musicians from that time period, there was guys from record labels whose job was specifically to travel around the South and look for these, like, African-American dudes who were playing the blues, these blues musicians, because it was marketable at the time. It was making money. It was music that people wanted to hear. They found this one guy from the record label found Muddy Waters in this little fucking town in the middle of nowhere, and he's like, I heard there's a guy down here that can play guitar like a son of a bitch. And like, yeah, that's Muddy Waters. He's down there on the beach. And so they went down. They found him sitting on the porch playing slide guitar with a broken bottle, and there he was, just killing it and doing his thing. And they're like, you sir need a record. And they got him a record, and he blew up. And then, because that is real music from real people, real pain and tragedy, and it's put into something, and that's what makes you feel. Modern day country and modern day music, and even a lot of modern day rap and everything else, has lost so much touch with its roots, and it's all just sellout fucking garbage. Ugh.
Some people try. I do want to point that out. Some people do try to put some experience and some meaningful
And
stuff
you'll
in
never
rap.
see them on the radio.
You really never do. And the stuff you do sort of find with the meaning in it, it's usually kind of garbage.
Well, you
Doesn't
look at
fit that genre.
look at stuff like Beyonce. Everybody praises Beyonce, and like, she's got that song like "Girls Who Run the World," "Girls Who Run the World," "Girls." That song had like 6 writers, 12 producers, all these mixing artists, and all this thing. Like, literally, all of these people. There was a team of people that wrote that song, gave it to her to perform, and she just went out and did it. And then you look at something like Bohemian Rhapsody, which was written and performed by Freddie Mercury. One guy sat down, said, "Here's a song." So that's the problem with the music industry, is there's no more heart in it, and you won't find that in mainstream music. You have to go to the clubs, the bars, the dives, the fucking the dudes sitting on the side of the road. That's where you're going to find real music. That's where you're going to find that awesome stuff. Like, it's not publicized anymore because it's about making money. Music isn't about making art anymore. It's about making money.
Which
and
is
modern country is all about that, and I hate it.
You went on for 14 minutes, my guy. I want you to know this.
Well, I'm a musician, man. This stuff is close to my heart, and it hurts.
Oh, I'm not giving you hell for that. Like, you're passionate. That's good. We need more people that are passionate about this stuff in the actual music industry.
And I'm not even a great musician. I just fucking...
Okay, so we had a little issue there for a second. You guys did not notice, but we did have a little issue. I lost the internet.
Yes.
Did you guys notice that?
I did notice you were very quiet.
Yeah. Oh. Okay, so I lost the internet. So probably about a minute or so of your recording of your whole speech there, Aaron, just a few moments ago, just before you ended, was lost.
No, it wasn't, though.
Well, it was on mine because I'm the one that uploads it, remember?
Well,
was
I
it?
mean, the way we're not going to get into this. Just the way the robot works, it records all of us separately and then uploads from its own thing.
Don't.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right.
we'll figure it out in post.
Don't worry. We've been doing this. This is episode number 10, by the way.
Shit.
We've been doing this. We've done this 10 weeks in a row, and I still don't know how our recording bot works, but that's okay. Okay. So we now know why Aaron doesn't like modern country music.
What was that one that was it Old Town Road?
Yeah.
Oh God.
Why was that a thing again? Why did
Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley Cyrus's dad?
Was that Billy Ray? No.
Yeah, it was
Billy Ray Cyrus. It really
Billy.
was Billy Ray Cyrus and some other
good old Billy.
Yeah. I don't know.
Some rapper man
again, yeah, like throwing rap in there, and it's just like it's one of the things where it's like let's put a bunch of stuff together to see what happens. It's horrible, and the fact that people like it is a testament to how stupid the general. It's the same reason why George Bush got to be president. They were literally like, we got to find out how stupid our population is. Let's make a stupid guy president.
And then the second George Bush became president because of the same way.
Well, that's what I was talking about. The second George Bush. I don't think his dad was that stupid.
I thought you were talking about his dad.
No. I don't know enough about him. But I don't know. I mean, there are people that like it, and I'm not allowed to judge people on their musical taste. You're allowed to like what you like. It sells. It must sell for a reason. But as a musician, someone who creates music, I personally find it deplorable. Because at its root, I don't see how it is anything other than designed to make money. And it's just like, let's do something to sell record. I don't know. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I don't like what it stands for.
Well,
I feel like an asshole.
Don't feel like an asshole at all. No, your opinion is your opinion, right?
Yeah.
You don't like it, your opinion? That's okay.
That's 2020. It's 2020 leaking into me where I gotta
apologize.
Apologize for having an opinion.
No problem.
Hey guys, look, here's the deal. You can like modern country.
Yeah.
If we don't, and we don't have to like it if you do. Like, it's totally chill.
If I'm in a vehicle with you and you're playing it, I will jump out of the car. That's all I'm saying.
What happens if you're the one driving?
I never let people play music in my car, man.
Well, what happens if you're driving the other person's car and the other person who owns the car is sitting in the passenger seat, but you're actually driving?
And they're putting on horrible country music?
And it's their car.
I will stop the car and get out and leave.
Oh, okay.
You won't jump out?
You won't jump out of the car?
You're going to, safely stop it.
Well, no, because I'm not going to kill everyone in the vehicle. Look, I don't care. I don't care about country music enough to people for it. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know what? Respect.
You know what? My grandfather always used to tell me that he says, Kev, when I die, I want to die in my sleep. And, he did that. It was beautiful. Not so much for the other people in the car, but it was beautiful when he passed away.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I haven't heard that one in a while. That's
yeah.
Jesus Christ! You know what? It's funny you say that though. My grandfather, and this isn't a joke. This is an actual thing. Okay. He doesn't just fall asleep in places that aren't a bed unless it's behind the wheel, and he's done it a few times.
Okay, remind me not to get into a vehicle with your grandfather.
Yeah. It's not too great when you're doing a 9-hour drive.
So we're gonna go into my genre of music. What are you doing, Aaron?
Well, I just slapped my belly. That's a sign. That's like a sign of
Can we
respect.
grab that sound bite and use it as
We should.
That's the thing. That's the thing. When you get a belly, you gotta do it. I'll give you another one. Ooh.
Yeah, I have a belly, and I have no want to do that at all.
What? You never just give your belly a slap and then a little side to side rub? That's country.
No, that's country.
That's country.
That's country. That's
real
country.
That's when you're on the side of the creek with the fishing rod out and cigar in your mouth and a bush light in your hand.
That's the new line dance.
Yeah.
Belly slap and side rub.
Yeah. Okay, boy.
Okay,
Something about a beer.
Most easy
So-
country.
okay. Not a lot of people know of my favorite kind of music.
I don't think I
Okay.
do.
Not a lot of people know of it. Like, you've heard it. I absolutely promise you've heard it. But not a lot of people know. My favorite genre of music is acapella.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Acapella, Italian, old Italian for sans instruments without instruments. Right? So my favorite group, you've heard of acapella, obviously, Will.
Yeah, it's like barbershop.
Okay, that's a subgroup of acapella. Will, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just chilling.
Okay. So a barbershop, okay, as you know, I'm a former barbershopper. I'm not a barbershopper anymore. But barbershop is a subgroup of acapella.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in barbershop, you have I'll explain barbershop and then I'll explain acapella, which they're kind of like contemporary acapella. It's almost similar, but really the only thing that's different are the order of the notes that they sing.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Will,
Yo.
I can guarantee you, we've been talking a lot. Will hasn't talked enough. You've heard of pentatonics.
I probably have.
Pentatonics are greasy.
Like, okay, your older music, the nylons. Have you heard of the nylons, Will?
I don't think I like. There's a lot of bands and just artists in general I don't remember the names of, so I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I'm terrible at names. If I hear a sound,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I couldn't tell you who
nylons.
sung and when.
You know the nylons
Well, it's a top
in the 80s. I can guarantee you, your mom would have heard of the nylons. They.
Yeah.
I don't.
I think
I
every
don't
woman's
think
heard of the nylons.
you can guarantee that. Actually,
I don't know.
she's
I don't know.
extremely not mainstream and didn't like
Nylons
music.
are not mainstream at
She
all.
didn't like music.
But the nylons aren't mainstream at all. Are you drinking a beer?
It's my
Yeah,
second
you are.
one.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Okay, so barbershop quartet, 4 people, big giant barbershop chorus. Here's some acapella, a YouTube man.
By a YouTube, yeah, I posted in the Discord.
Yes.
A little bit
yes.
of acapella by a YouTuber that goes by Smooth McGroove.
So you do know acapella then?
Yes,
You were leading me on, you bastard.
I never said I didn't know acapella. I just said I didn't. I might not have known what your favorite genre was,
Well, my favorite genre is acapella.
and now I know that.
So that's. I can't play guitar, even though I own a guitar. I can't play it. My dad bought it for me when I was like 13 because it's a family
Well, and now
thing.
you're never going to play it though.
No, my dad bought it for me when I was 13. It was one of those old timey acoustic country guitars, and
Nice.
he had one. His father had one. They all played guitar, and I'm the only one that doesn't.
I've got a couple really nice old guitars.
And well, you've seen my guitar, Aaron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tuned it and strung it for you.
You tuned it and strung it for me. You did. That was before Sharon and Bram signed it. But that's music, so that's kind of
one of my many skills.
Yes.
Stringing and tuning guitars.
I actually completely rewired one of my electric guitars. That was a lot of fun. I put 2 new pickups in, had to learn how to do all the wiring in the back. So I found like some diagrams and soldered everything myself, bought all new wire. That was a lot of fun. It was really interesting because I fucked it up the first time. And when I plugged it in and strung my first note and it sounded like a car accident, I was like, oh, that's not right.
You could have invented
Not right here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. How long ago was that? You invented modern country?
No. This was a couple of years ago, and I plugged it in, and it was just like I can't even begin to describe the hellish sound that
a guitar made the sound of a car accident. So
it was just like, it was so bad. I felt my soul die. But I went in, did a little resoldering, quick, plugged it in, and then strung the note. When it came out clean, I was fully erect.
It was sexy.
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a nice moment. It felt good. I was like, yeah, I did something. I didn't fuck it up. So yeah, well, the second time.
Nice. So you know what I mean? Like, okay.
All right. So yeah, what about acapella? Let's go. What are we talking?
Well, anybody, I can't go into as much depth as you did with modern. How you must not like modern country, because acapella to me is different things, right?
Well, my thing is fueled by hate. Yours is fueled by love.
Well, I don't know. I've been singing acapella. Pardon?
Two sides of passion.
That's right. Two sides of passion. I don't know whether I love it.
Name of our sex tape.
That is Two Sides of Passion.
Thanks, Peralta.
Nice.
Noise.
Toit.
Nice. I did it for 20 years straight. Like, I was a barbershopper for 20 years.
Okay, why is it called barbershop, first of all?
Yeah. Why is it called?
People did it in barbershops. Is that the reason?
Is that why?
Yes, that is exactly the reason.
I feel like I would get so annoyed if I was getting a haircut. There's like four guys singing in the corner.
That is the exact reason. It used to start out. It started out as just four guys, sometimes even more guys. It's not always four, but it started out as a bunch of guys singing. What?
Your hair. Nice.
He always used to. Wasn't singing about people getting their hair cut.
Your hair looks nice. It looks great. You're all set for your date. That's some nice looking hair, my
friend. Aaron. Stick to graphic designing.
No, please. I want more of this.
Actually, that was pretty good. I like that.
That was amazing.
That was really good. That was really, really good.
Off the top of your head, too.
But yeah, it really did start out in barbershops. It actually started out as, and these days, this is going to be sounding really bad, it actually started out as black guys singing. It really was, you know.
Everybody knows black guys are the best singers. Come on.
That is true. But it originated in barbershop. It originated in barbershop. Like the barber would sing, and then a couple of his buddies would sing, but it would start singing songs of their time, right? So they were singing their pop songs of their time.
See, what the hell? How come like African American people have the coolest barbershops? Like, what the hell, man? Like,
I don't know.
I feel like we've all been shafted here. Like, I've seen the movies Barbershop. Mm-hmm. They're awesome. They're funny. There's like a tight-knit community. It's a whole thing. People are singing now, apparently. Like, what the hell? I go get a barbershop. I go to the barbershop. I get my hair cut, and I'm afraid the guy asked me, how was your day? It was good. Okay. And then that's it. And we don't talk for 25 minutes, and it's the most awkward silence in the fucking world. I give the guy $20, and I leave. That's
well, it's less awkward than the dentist asking how your day went.
Imagine having like a dentist quartet.
Oh my god! I think I would die.
While you're getting a root canal drilled out, there's four guys in the corner singing at you.
What, you want to know something? I've sung in some pretty awkward situations, man.
Like a proposal gone wrong.
Brush some more.
You
need to brush some more.
That's a skit right there, man.
I would love to do that. Let's do
awkward barbershop.
Yeah,
barbershopping Aaron is a whole YouTube channel.
We need to do alternate reality barbershops where, like, in a universe where instead of barbershopping, it started in different places, like at the dentist or at the mechanics, or like
I'm telling you right now, if barbershop started nowadays, it'd be called Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Well, imagine. Okay, here's one for you. Here's one. It's instead of barbershop, it's 4 guys singing while you are in divorce court.
Oh God!
Oh man!
So like, or when you meet with the lawyers for the first time to divvy up all the shit, and he's just like, "Yo, stuff." She's been fucking the gardener.
See, I'm pretty sure, like the whole deal with doing their singing in the barbershop was like people are already there. You have an audience, and
Yeah,
like,
that was pretty much it. They were all hanging out. They wanted to, hang out and do all that sort of stuff.
It's like going to a bar and having people perform live there, and then you hear of them and you know what they do.
It's a community thing. Yeah. It was a community thing, and I think that's what's so beautiful, and that's one of the many beautiful facets of African American and urban culture like that. Is they there was such a tight knit. There was a community. It was a community.
Hey, white people, let's get more community stuff.
I know,
and just
like,
include everyone.
Okay,
we're all awkward and rigid, and they're just fun. Like, I don't understand.
Okay. So I'm gonna post something to the Discord, and I'll get Adam to post this too. I'll get Adam to post all 3 of the links that we're talking about here.
Sick.
But
you don't need to post Old Town Road.
I'm not posting Old Town Road.
You don't need to do that one.
I'll do it. Old Town Road and acapella. No,
I will jump out the window.
You know what? If you can make Old Town Road sound good with acapella, then maybe there's hope.
Okay, but no, I'm not posting that. You're talking about mixing barbershop with like dentistry and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I seriously want you guys to listen to this and give your commentary.
Oh no!
While you're watching it.
Okay.
Really want you to do this.
Right now or later?
Right now.
My battery.
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
I'm on
okay, so then I want you to, it's the Gangsta Shop Quartet.
Oh no.
I think I've heard of this, yeah.
The Gangsta Shop Quartet.
Did we talk about the vultures from Jungle Book?
Yeah, you did.
Okay, I was going to say. That's
Will, are you watching this?
I am.
Okay. Well, what happens if I wanted to mix my gangster rap music and barbershop quartet? It's an infomercial.
Well, I mean, at least those 2 genres sort of come from the same neighborhood.
Jack Records.
You know what I mean? Like that.
Some of the names.
That's not as far fetched.
Well, some of the names of the songs that they had,
Sex and Alexis,
like
Ho Attack,
big booty ho, D's nuts, bitchy
Hell
slap
yeah.
party, you know.
Hell yeah,
you know,
hell yeah.
Back to Nam Sam.
Let's do it. Fuck
Give up that car.
Hell yeah, come on, give me that car.
You know what I mean?
Imagine getting carjacked by an acapella group? Jesus. I would feel so terrible.
There's probably a mod for that in GTA.
There probably is.
People have probably done that in GTA, just singing into their migrophones at somebody who just is getting their like best vehicle stolen.
Give me the car, or you'll die, Give me the car, give me the car.
A sticky bomb right on your car, cause you'll not die. Like just stupid shit like that.
Get out the car, give me your money, don't fuck with me.
But when this is hilarious. Going back to the whole barbershop quartet thing. Barbershop quartet gets a really bad reputation because
does it though?
It does. The depiction in this Gangsta Shop Quartet, Will, is what barbershop used to be. It used to be 4 guys in vests and bow ties and white shirts and straw hats singing about
you missed
Mammy.
the striped blazers.
Well,
come on, Kevin.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the genre, right?
That used to be barbershop. That's legit. But you see, that's not a stereotype. It's a legit thing. But now it's starting out as a stereotype because every time I used to go around walking around town, it used to be either, I sing barbershop. What, you cut hair? Or
Well, because people don't know what barbershop is. Everyone knows acapella or no instrumental.
I have never heard that. I've always known what barbershop is. I think you're just talking to idiots.
No, not well, maybe, but or I go, oh, so you sing barbershop, the ones with the garters on their arms and the straw hats?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, that's it right there. But we don't do that anymore.
But that was the heyday. I mean, they're not the only genre of music that's got that kind of association. I mean, like take a look at fucking Norwegian black metal. Everybody wears the face paint. You've got a lot of the like Mexican American music. Everybody wore, matching outfits as well. Like there were times when certain genres of music had associations with certain looks and feels. Like Elvis and his blue suede shoes, Johnny Cash.
I absolutely hated the fact that when I was in barbershop. At first, I didn't mind it. For the first
you
few
hate
years,
that people asked if you cut hair?
No, I hated that every time we went out in public, we all had to wear the exact same thing. I didn't like it. Like we had to get dressed up in tuxedos. Like,
that's part of the gimmick.
Yeah, that's what it is, though.
Yeah, I know that's part of the gimmick, but we wanted to bring it into these days, bring it into now, and not keep it back in the 1910s. You know what I mean?
Do it.
Yeah, try. It doesn't work. The local chorus here, it just doesn't. They don't.
Well,
they
but
don't
that's
do
the
that.
thing.
I tried so hard.
I mean, I'm sorry to say, but I think barbershop's a pretty fucking niche market, bro.
It is. It is a very niche market. We're actually quite popular here in the Sioux.
Yeah, look, if you're going to go to, like, Hollywood, other, like, barbershops are available. But, like, if you're going to go to, like, Hollywood or some shit, you can't just, like, roll up and just start doing your barbershop thing, because then everyone's going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? Unless people know ahead of time, because it's not a thing anymore.
I feel like it's something that people would look at as, like, oh, they're being ironic. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's going to be a haha funny me and do it for the Vine type shit.
Well,
and even
everybody
that's a dated sentence.
But I mean, it's a lost art, right? It's a lost art.
It is a lost art. It's very difficult too. Like in the acapella world, even in contemporary acapella, even in the places like rockapella, right, or Ball in the House. You guys have never heard of either one of those two, but
you all have to be very talented singers.
Rockapella, Ball in the House, Noda. You got to think of like pentatonics and things like that. That's contemporary, and then there's barbershop, but it's a whole other thing.
Yep. Well, we can get into music history. It's taking 4 hours as to why. Yeah, that's you look at barbershop as what it was. It was once it became like even when like it was like white guys doing it and stuff as well, and it became sort of a mainstream thing back in the 20s and 30s or whatever. Then you had that became part of the parents' generation, and the kids wanted something new and different. Music has always been that, where back in the 70s and 80s,
even look at rock
listening to the devil's music, and because everybody wants that new sound, that new thing. Nobody wants to listen to music they grew up, their parents listened to. That's why I fucking hate country, because like my entire childhood, my dad was listening to country. And like there was the occasional time where we'd be out like hiking or driving in the woods and shit and listening to CCR. And I was like, oh, this is fucking dope. What is this? And he's like, oh, it's Creedence Clearwater Revival. And I'm like, this is the fucking jam. Why don't I listen to this all the time?
I like
Leonard
CCR.
Skinner and stuff. Yeah. And so, like, because I remember we'd have CMT, the country music television. Like, we'd be cleaning the house, and my dad put CMT on. And I was like, I fucking hate this. Not only do I have to vacuum the carpet, but I have to listen to fucking country. And so, like, the first time that I ever heard, like metal and rock.
What did you hate more?
All of it together. It was this seamless hatred. But that's the thing, like, you're always looking for that new sound. And, like, my musical tastes have just gone off the fucking map. I think I have... Last time I checked, if I put my iTunes on... That's right, I still use iTunes. If I pressed play... Yeah, if I pressed play on my iTunes, it would not stop playing for 24 and a half days.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a lot of music.
Yeah, and everything in there is every genre you could possibly think of, except for country and like shop. Like I've got like Hindi music. Because I have a friend who, one of my very dear friends is from Bangalore, India, and he got me into some amazing stuff. and like it's like so there's world music, there's rap, there's metal, there's alternative, there's jazz, there's everything you could possibly think of. I've got every genre because I'm always chasing that sound. I'm always listening to music because of the way it makes me feel. I want an emotional reaction to something. If it's catchy, if it's fun, if it's technical, that is incredible because it is. It's an art form. It should be an art form, and again, if it makes you feel something, that's valid. So if you want to listen to fucking country rap, go ahead.
Now, you said you wouldn't stop for 24 and a half days. Do you have acapella in there?
No. Do not have acapella in.
Well,
I might have like a track or two where some band did that. Like there's a couple bands that actually threw that in. Like actually if you listen to like I want to think like Alexis on Fire, does some really amazing vocal stuff.
Okay, but do they play their instruments while they're doing the vocal stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Then that's not acapella.
No.
The
Nothing.
point still stands. They are
Nothing.
amazing.
Dude, I'm a guitarist. Like I can't listen to music that's just people singing.
Well, what happens if you're playing music? What happens if it's people singing that makes the sound of that music?
That's weird. That's weird to me.
Weird to you? Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna put this up here, even though you can't listen to it.
I'll listen to it later. But
okay,
like I grew up with. Like I was fascinated that my dad could play guitar, and one of the earliest memories I have is him teaching me how to play guitar. And I had this Yamaha acoustic, and it was bigger than I was, and I was trying to learn how to play some songs. And like that is incredible. The fact that we make these things that make noise, and we're able to transpose our feelings through just a bunch of strings or horns or whatever, and like that's incredible. Don't get me wrong, I think it's beautiful that people can do that with their voices, but I don't think friggin' any of Beethoven's sonatas would be as impactful if it was 4 German guys singing the notes.
No, you'd be surprised. I'm serious. You'd have to give it a shot, man.
I can't do it. I've heard acapella, I've listened to Barbershop, I know what it is. Understand it. The Beatles did a very amazing job of harmonizing. I think that's the band I really wanted to so far I'm an idiot. I just love Dallas Green's voice, like the stuff that he does. But like the Beatles really harmonized well. Like they were a great band that harmonized. There was a couple other the Eagles, another band. That's what got them so fucking famous was harmonies.
You didn't just wait.
What?
Oh
yeah.
My God.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this link that Kevin just posted.
Yeah. Du hast. You've heard of that song, obviously, Aaron.
Oh God,
Du
please,
hast,
no, I can't do it. I cannot do it. No. It's industrial metal.
Well, I know, but I'm just
that makes that song kill.
This is contemporary acapella.
Okay.
This isn't barbershop.
Still, like that's the thing. Like you don't not to sound like an asshole, but like you don't play guitar, right? Like you've never. I don't. You've never picked up like a guitar, cranked your amp up to fucking 11, kicked in a distortion pedal, and just gin.
No,
and
I have not.
It is an orgasmic experience, and that is what. Yeah.
I believe you, but I need you to listen to this.
I will listen to it later. I can't listen to it on my phone.
So I'm pretty sure, like, from what I'm getting out of you two, just kind of with that back and forth at this is dope and this is also dope, but I can't do the other thing, which is, I summed up your whole conversation right there.
Where you did. Good job.
Hey.
Actually, I have a funny story about Rammstein.
Well, let Will finish. What were we going to say, Will?
Yeah. So what I've really noticed from that is, depending on what you do, like Aaron, you do guitar, and Kevin, you do like acapella or barbershopping.
I have been known to sing.
And Aaron does have a beautiful voice. He really does.
Thank you.
He does. You do. Yeah, I forgot for a second that you were here, just for 1 second, which was weird. No, but like depending on what you do, like whatever instrument you play, or if you just do vocals instead of instruments, you find more in that because you've spent more time in it. So moving to something else, you now have to sort of put what you know from that one thing aside for just that little second. You can draw the parallels, sure, but
true.
you now have to look at a completely different perspective, which is really difficult and sometimes terrifying.
Well, but there's also, it's also in how it's meant to be. You
can't beat the original.
Yeah. Well, there's, right? Because that's that person's, like, think about this. Like, what if somebody took the Mona Lisa and did it cubist? Sure.
I bet you it's been done.
Yeah, and, like, sure, that's fun, and that's cool, and I'm sure there are people that like it, but that's not how Leonardo intended it to be seen, right? Like, that's not his intention, that's not what he was trying to do. And the same thing, like, take Du Hast, like, that's, Rammstein did that because that is how that is meant to be heard. That is their sound, that is their vision, that is their dream, that's how it's meant to be done. Doesn't mean that it can't be covered and done in different genres. Why the hell not? That's fucking fun. That's dope as hell. Do it country. Why not?
Actually, somebody's been making.
Okay, that's where I would draw the line.
For sure.
Yeah, but that's the way it is meant to be digested. Like a wine. Anything. Like there's certain ways that it's meant to be enjoyed because that's the artist. That's the person who created it. That's what they wanted you to experience. I don't know where I'm going with this, but that's damn, that's a good song. Fuck, that brings back memories.
What song?
Du Hast.
Oh, Du Hast is a killer
you
song.
Need to just give it a listen later on, okay? Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people in town too who play that kind of music, right? Like my buddy Kevin Powell, like my friend Blair, who plays that kind of music all the time. I was in his basement. I was in Blair's basement for years, listening to Blair just going on his guitar. And when he would have his band there, I would be over there listening to them rehearsing, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I don't like that kind of music, right? Like, I have other genres of music that I like. If you were to go on my Spotify, yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm in the 20th century. I'm in the 21st century, and I use Spotify. You were to go on my Spotify, you'll see stuff from the Beatles, you'll see stuff from the Monkees, you'll see stuff from Sharon Lois and Bram, because that has a lot of memory for me too. But you'll also see barbershop.
Music is it's meant to make you feel something. It's an emotional tissue. It's connective tissue, and it's supposed to unite people. It's supposed to bring people
You're not
together.
Supposed to subscribe to one genre of music and listen to that exclusively.
Exactly.
That's not what you're meant to do with music.
I think
I know a lot of people who do, though.
That's, to me,
people do.
Psychotic. That's
sure,
psychotic.
like you can do that. I don't know how people manage to do that. I go crazy listening to like the same album twice in a row.
Yeah, well, dude, I get, like, if I find an album that speaks to me, and, like, I've been doing that right now, actually, with sort of Japanese progressive, like, I don't even know what the genre is. It's incredible. These couple bands out of Japan, they're doing some stuff, and it's just catchy and fluid, and they're just having a wonderful time. It's very free form. It's almost like progressive jazz. And, like, I've listened to that album on repeat, like, 14 times, and, like, I will do that. I will listen to an album until I'm sick of it.
If I find an album and I like haven't heard it before, I haven't seen it before, and I listen to it and I like it, I'll listen to it like fucking 20 times in a row, sure. But like once that sort of like honeymoon phase is over, then it's like, okay, I'll listen to the album like once or twice and then move on to something else immediately.
Yeah, I'll archive it
and
then put it in the shuffle. And then I love doing that. Just let the shuffle gods decide. That's one of my favorite things to do.
Shuffle gods are
I do that
good
too.
at what they do.
When it's really interesting too to listen to specific bands or albums or genres, and it brings you back to that time when you listen to them. Like that's fun. I love that. Like I'll listen to old stuff I listened to in high school and haven't heard in years, like friggin' Newfound Glory. I'll put that album on and it transports me right back, and it's like, oh man, and you'll get on that kick, and I'll start going through those albums. And
okay, so Aaron doesn't like modern country, but he likes that kind of stuff. I'm an acapella guy, right? I listen to mostly acapella. I have other stuff, but mostly acapella. Will strictly listens to Gregorian chanting. He does.
Oh fuck! How'd you know?
We knew that.
How did you know?
Well, he posted one here. What is love in medieval style?
Yeah. You brought up like the acapella cover of Du Hast,
dude.
and I thought people have been doing medieval like covers of songs. This one like that channel, they did Pumped Up Kicks, they did Crab Rave, they did.
Dude,
they did a
I
bunch of
got
stuff.
so close to buying a lute a couple months ago.
Why didn't you?
Because
remember
they're like $2,000, and
I can see why you didn't.
yeah, but like
I
yeah,
remember
dude,
you
I
doing
got
research
I
at
got
work.
right down that fucking medieval hole. Like I was sitting here in like a feathered cap, just fucking eating mutton and just jamming out the lute like some crazy Shakespearean motherfucker. Like,
Dude, in my D&D campaign, when they get into the taverns, I'm gonna just have a group of bards playing.
Oh my God,
a bunch of
okay.
these medieval covers.
I have some shit I'm gonna send you. Not even covers. Okay, I got into hurdy-gurdy like nobody's business. That
Ooh.
instrument is so amazing. And there's this guy. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna literally just pull up my music and get you his name.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So his name
is
is Andrei Vinogradov. Andrei Vinogradov. And I've got 3 of his albums, and it's literally just this like old white dude with like white hair and shit. The guy must be like 67, and he plays the hurdy-gurdy like nobody's fucking business, and it's some of the greatest music.
Oh shit, that thing!
So good, yeah.
I never knew what that was called.
Yeah, it's called a hurdy-gurdy. And originally, when it was first made, it took 2 people to play, and then they downsized it, and so it was like the medieval bard's sort of go-to instrument. Like it was all the courts, the taverns, everybody had a fucking hurdy-gurdy.
I legitimately had to look that up too.
Hurdy-gurdy.
I just looked up the dude.
Dope. Yeah, okay, so I have 3 of his albums, and like ever since I started listening to him, number 1, I got a huge new respect for the instrument and the time period, and number 2, I am gonna play the shit out of that music when I do D&D because it is perfect. It is so perfect.
Please do.
And it's catchy. Oh my God, he's so good. I listened to the one song. I think it was like Reverse Dance or Orin something or other. I think I cried. There were tears. Tears came out of my face.
And you being such a manly man.
Dude, I don't even care, man. That shit hit me in the chest. That shit hit me in the chest.
Good. That's what music's supposed to do.
There was just something about it. It was haunting. Just haunting. Oh,
you know, man. That's I totally believe that. Like I personally, I can say this with positivity, and I don't know why I can say it with positivity, but I haven't yet to hear a song that makes me cry.
There's been a couple.
I have yet to have a song that makes me cry. However, I have made people cry with my song.
Sexual.
So with me singing, I have witnessed people crying not because I was singing so badly, but because I was singing to them and I was singing with emotion, and that's what music does.
The first time it happened, did you like stop and like ask if they were chill?
No, the very first time that it happened was when I did it. I was in a barbershop. My very first time in a barbershop quartet was I was singing to my wife.
Oh.
And we were boyfriend, girlfriend at the time, and she was going to Sioux College, and I was going to Sioux College, and I can just tell the story real quick right now. At Sioux College, there used to be a Tim Hortons where the shop is.
Yeah, they're
down there.
It's still there.
The shop is there, but the Tim Hortons, that used to be a Tim Hortons.
Oh,
okay.
And
my very first time in a barbershop quartet, I pretended I was sick that day, and I was at home, and Amanda was was there at school. So I dressed up in my white tuxedo back when I actually liked wearing the white tuxedo. And I told Amanda that I was going to meet her at Tim Hortons for lunch. So it was in the middle of winter. So I got like big heavy ski pants on, and big heavy coat on, and a big toque and the whole 9 yards. And I pretended I was sick. So I was like, I'm sick, but I'm going to come and for lunch with you at Tim Hortons anyways. So made my way down there. The door, and then I saw the other 3 guys come in, and when I saw the other 3 guys come in, I stood up and took off all that stuff, and I had my white tuxedo on underneath, and I said I wasn't sick. I was actually
It's
out.
like Flash Mob, but barbershop.
Yeah, like I wasn't sick, but I was at home preparing for this. So that was the very first time in a barbershop quartet, and Amanda cried. That was the very first time that someone was crying because I was singing to them, not because I was singing so bad.
Well, because that's some powerful romantic shit. But.
Yeah, so I did
You
that.
don't see that anymore.
Well,
what's the deal with that?
Yeah, that's old school romanticism right there.
We
used
do
more of that.
We used to. We used to do that a lot. We used to actually do singing Valentine's quite a bit. We don't do that anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, but like that's my point.
Yeah, we don't.
You
do that
used
anymore.
to.
Let's
don't
do
anymore.
it some more.
Let's do it more.
There's
I would
a
love
song.
to.
There's a song that gets me, and I have no idea why. And it's like it's so I don't understand it. It's Just Another Day Without You by John Cicada, and I have no idea why. It's something from my childhood. I can't fucking put my finger on it, but every time I hear that song, I well up like a motherfucker. And it just like it's something about the chorus, and like it's like a memory that's on the tip of my tongue, and I can't picture it. But every time I hear that song, and I'm like, oh, here it comes, and I just
you will. Oh, don't put that out there, Will.
It came out. What'd you put? You sick son of a bitch.
Don't play it. Don't make them cry on the podcast. There's no crying.
I mean, you don't gotta play it now.
I'll do it. Did you put it up?
You did.
Yeah, it's on the Discord.
Don't play it now.
Yeah, just another. I just can't. There's something about it. Oh fuck! It just gets me every time. And it's such a cheesy like '90s freaking pop song, but like, oh dude, there's something about it. I don't know what it is.
Okay,
It's
Will.
a locked up memory.
Does your genre of music do this to you?
Okay,
what is your genre of music?
There isn't necessarily a genre of music that I listen to the most. Like a lot of the stuff I listen to, it just ends up being like a big clusterfuck of just a bunch of stuff from the 70s and 80s.
Nice. Hell yeah.
That is primarily because taking those mixing classes I took has ruined music for me forever, and I will no longer hear the song but hear the mixing. And just the way those songs were mixed, it is interesting to me. It has always been interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Since I've figured out all that mixing shit, and I know what it means now, I know what all that is. It intrigues me, and I want to look more into that. And the stuff that comes out now isn't as I don't know. Like there's a different element to it. It feels more factory, and that kind of ties back into like music is supposed to be an art.
The artists had more control. Like look at Tears for Fears. Some of their stuff is incredible.
Everybody wants to rule the world.
Yeah. And I guess
just
a
read
once in a
Kevin
lifetime.
So there is a band that I've mentioned a few times called Ninja Sex Party.
Mm-hmm. Knew they were
and the lead singer is Dan Avedon, and the stuff that he does, it's fucking ridiculous. Like a lot of the songs are totally, completely ridiculous. But then you have like this one gem, like this one specific gem that just came out of nowhere called Danny Don't You Know. And like it's one of his original songs, and you know, you see Ninja Sex Party, you hear that name, and you think, oh, comedy shit. Mm-hmm. No, it is like the first time I heard that, I straight up cried.
Came out of left field and gotcha, didn't it?
Completely, yeah. Like I did not expect that. It was completely out of nowhere. 2 years ago it came out. It has 10 million views on YouTube right now. Probably like
nice. That's
a lot more plays on like Apple Music and Spotify or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the whole song came from Dan and Brian, the two lead people in Ninja Sex Party, having a really kind of not really shitty, but they're made fun of for being nerds as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those, hey, if I could go back and tell myself one thing, it's going to be fine. Be yourself.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I was in that boat.
been there totally.
Oh yeah, one of the lines is you're just going through an awkward phase from 12 to 29.
Yeah.
Like,
No, that's awesome. See, we need more music like that.
Absolutely.
That's a big thing too.
their main thing. Like Danny looks up to Rush a lot, like a fucking lot.
Good Canadian band.
Yeah,
A
good
lot
band to
of-
look up to.
Oh, for sure. So a lot of the stuff that he tries to do is like you can hear sort of the Rush inspired stuff, and
Hear the influences.
yeah, you can hear exactly where the influence is. Their song 6969. Like if you look at the thumbnail, it is 2112 basically.
I was just
like
gonna
you look
say,
at it
yeah,
and you think 2112
2112.
instantly.
Awesome. Oh, but that's amazing. Like that is the coolest part about music is giving hope to people. Like there was a lot of big time in my childhood where I just felt like a piece of shit and on the outside, nerd or whatever. Like, and there were times when like I've gone through every freaking facet of depression you can imagine. And there was a lot of times where music was the best medicine, where it really, really did make you feel like, hey, I'm not alone out here, and I've got an anthem to fall on. And like actually, like Papa Roach was really big for that, and that was the first CD I ever bought was Infest by Papa Roach, and they were one of those bands that really, really sort of sung to the outcasts and the whatevers, and now they turned into a bunch of tattooed peacocks, but that's okay. Everybody does their own thing.
Well, that's your opinion.
What are you gonna do?
But okay. So anything more, Will? Because I have another question for you. We just talked about our favorite genres of music, but do you have?
I'll toss one more thing in there.
Okay.
Ninja Sex Party has 3 cover albums, and in each album, with their whole like looking up to Rush thing, they have a cover of a Rush song.
Nice.
Which is, I think that's pretty dope.
That's super cool.
And
they're a hard
Dan,
band to cover.
I know.
Very
they did
hard.
Such a good fucking job. It's called Under the Covers, volumes 1, 2, and 3. If you're interested.
I might have to take a listen.
So Dan paired up with Super Guitar Bros, which is an amazing name, and they made an acoustic album where they did stuff like "A Kiss from a Rose," "Nights in White Satin,"
Nice.
"Get Lucky."
Awesome. Good tunes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
Black Hole Sun.
Oh,
That's
dude,
good.
that's a great tune. Actually, I covered a Chris Cornell song when I was playing live. We did, oh shit, what the hell is it called? Can't remember now. Never mind. Forget I said it. But yeah, Chris Cornell was a hard sort of vocal thing to try and attempt. A lot of fun. Like a Stone.
Like a Stone.
That was
Like
it?
a Stone. Yeah, that was the song.
Mhm.
Oh, that was so much fun. And that was one where I just sang. I let everybody else take care of the instruments. I just sat there and punched my diaphragm as much as I could to belt that shit out.
Okay.
That's painful.
So the next question, now that we've gotten this big music rants out of our minds, something you brought up earlier. What was your first CD? Like what did you buy? Like what was your very first CD? If Will, have you ever bought a CD?
I was gonna say Will might be too young for CDs.
No, fucking. I have I went to Dollarama a little bit ago, and I got like a whole CD case, and I have a portable CD player.
Nice.
All right, then
I plug that into my soundboard, and that's my Spotify.
Then what's
There you
your first CD? What's your first piece of music that you ever bought with your own money?
Well, my first CD and my first music or piece of music that I bought with my own money are different.
Okay, well then what's both?
My first CD was a B.B. King album.
What do you mean by first CD? Like it was given to you?
Yeah, it was given to me.
Oh yeah,
My grandfather.
That doesn't
like
count.
He went out and he like to a B.B. King concert and he bought this CD. And
okay, well
shirt.
then that counts.
Well, but the big one is the first one you bought yourself with your own money. That's
the big one, like the one I bought myself. Like I had money. This was when I was still working with you guys. I went out and I bought I went online and I bought the Ninja Sex Party Cool Patrol album.
Counts.
And that's where
That was
Danny
the
Don't
first-
You Know is from.
The first CD you bought with your own cash?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty recent. Right on.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember when it was still Music World in the mall.
Yeah, I remember Music World in the Cambrian Mall.
Cambrian Mall was CD Plus.
No, it was Music World first.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because CD Plus is where I used to go.
Now remember,
Make the Cambrian Mall like a place that people go to again.
I'm pushing
Yeah.
I'm pushing
Not now,
40,
but-
man. So you got to remember, I know a few stores that you work around for.
Well, way back in the day when Music World. Way
It was,
before all
it was
them.
Music World. It was Music World in the Cambrian Mall. Then it was CD Plus, and then it was changed to a dentist's office.
Yeah. I didn't know Music World was ever in the CD Plus or in
Yeah.
the Cambrian Mall. Oh.
Yeah,
It was Music World. And that's where I bought my first CD of my own cash. Was Best by Papa Roach. I'll never forget that because I literally unwrapped it in the food court just so I could flip through the book.
That's a good memory for you.
Yeah.
My first album, my first CD that I bought with my own money was a Weird Al CD.
I was just gonna say Weird Al.
It was a
If you
Weird
look at the
Al
thumbnail
CD.
in Discord, you can see
Yeah.
Wolfheart and Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Dan is basically like, you look at him, if you didn't know Dan and you know Weird Al, you would think it's Weird Al right off the bat. Just at a quick glance.
Oh, I don't know.
Quick glance.
I'm gonna.
That hair, Weird Al.
Well, okay.
Weird Al.
It was. I'm trying to remember the name of the album. It was one of his early ones. It had Jurassic Park.
Flutes and Toots?
Flutes and Toots. Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Flutes and Toots. Weird Al Yankovic covers Flutes and Toots. Yeah,
Just Flutes and Toots.
that's all it is.
A series of flute songs accompanied with gastro
Yep.
toots.
So that's what I bought. It was a Weird Al CD because my first concert was a Weird Al concert here in the Sioux. Oh, you're so bonging it right now. You really
I'm
are.
making some tea, man. What are you
You're
talking
making
about?
tea.
I'm making tea, dude.
I mean, bong water
Alapalooza.
is technically tea.
Alapalooza. That's what it was called.
Sick.
Alapalooza. You all right?
Yeah,
You good
I'm
there?
good. That's strong tea, man.
It's strong tea.
Hey man,
You
you got to be careful with those black teas and with how long
Yeah.
you leave the teabag in
It
there.
went down the wrong hole, huh? Went down the wrong hole.
I'm steeping, bud. I'm steeping.
Yeah. It's okay. It's okay. I'm joining you because I just a couple hours ago, because I said it could take up to 4 hours to take effect, but a couple hours ago I took a 10 milligram piece of chocolate,
That's
inedible.
chocolate tea, but
Yeah, that's chocolate tea. That's chocolate tea.
There was a
Um,
tea that I had like years ago called like mint truffle tea, and that was wild.
oh damn, that would
That
be
was
good.
very.
That's
It
actual tea.
was so good.
That sounds like it was
actual.
fucking expensive.
No, real tea, like
Mhm.
actual real, not.
What do you
not
mean?
this
What do you mean?
fictional
Real?
tea.
What do you mean? Okay. Concerts. So we
concerts, bud.
concert stories. Will, okay, but we have to go to Will because I know you've been to a concert. I know I've been to a concert.
I've been to
Will,
many.
have you ever been to a live concert?
Technically,
Okay, so what do
Like-
you mean by technically?
I went to a Mustang Sally show.
Mustangs out of here.
That
not a
was
real band.
it's a band that a high school here in.
I think Sally's an absolutely. It's a real band.
The people
mean-
who like I've seen how hard the members work,
Mhm.
and of course Rickman.
Absolutely, he's my cousin.
Yeah, they work really hard to do what they do, and it is wild. Like it is absolutely wild.
I have personally never heard Mustang Sally live.
Oh man, they're so good. Well, it's
Oh, that
different almost every year too.
They
That I
they,
know.
they were pretty good. I saw them at Road.
You know,
Yeah. Other than them, I don't think I've actually been to
An actual concert?
Well, my friend dragged me to a concert once, and I don't remember who the band. I didn't even know who the band was. Like, she just showed up one day and said, "Hey, I want a thing on Facebook. You're coming to this concert with me." And we went to a concert that was country, but modern country.
Oh God! Oh no!
And we both decided this is shit. Let's leave.
I have also been to a country concert. My mom dragged me to one once when I was a young lad. And it was at the Q8, I think, or one of those places across the river, the casino things. It was actually it was pretty fun.
I have also went to a country concert, but I wasn't there. I wasn't there as an audience member. I was actually there as part of a crew.
Oh,
because I was working for this company here in town. I forget the name of the company, but they always provided like local roadies. Like local roadies and local places, you know, so like a band would come in town and they wouldn't have their own stuff, have their own, you know, maybe they did, but to save money or
was it like a sound company? Like they did
kind of was. I think it was a sound company. I don't remember what it was. I don't remember the name, but
it wasn't Crank, was it?
No, this was before Crank.
I did a couple jobs for Crank actually.
But so we would do that kind of stuff, and I forget the name of the country singer. But it was a female country singer, and she was there. And because I was part of the crew, after the concert was all over and after all of the stuff was taken down, we all went on to her big tour bus. And we had supper, like a late supper.
Oh, I bet you had some supper there, bud.
I was like 16, even though I probably wanted to at the time. I just don't remember. Yeah. I was like 16, and we went on there. And the only thing I remember is that the food was pretty good, but there was a chandelier in the bus.
Oh, that's freaking bougie as hell.
There was a big chandelier in the middle of the bus.
Bruh, that's intense.
I forget the name of the female artist, but yeah, big chandelier in the middle of the bus.
That's sick. I like that.
I've also been to an Elton John concert.
Nice. That would have been one hell of a show.
Amazing.
It was here in town.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it.
I went to see Kiss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've seen Blessed Union of Souls.
Nice. I saw Kiss too when they came.
I've seen Weird Al.
We were at that same concert together.
We were.
And we didn't know each other yet.
We didn't.
Bro.
I know. it was meant to be. Who else have I seen? Yeah, Blessed Union of Souls. My wife will hate me when I say that because Blessed Union of Souls is one of her favorite bands in the whole world, and I got to see them live in concert, and she couldn't go because it was across the river.
Bummer.
But I forget who else I've seen. I've seen Rockapella. They sang me happy birthday for like my 24th or 25th birthday or something along that line.
Nice.
Who else I've seen? I've seen a bunch of people. I've seen Kenny Rogers.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I've been to 2 country concerts. Saw Kenny Rogers when he played here. Yeah, when he played here, I saw Kenny Rogers, but I was like 8.
Hi, I'm Kenny Rogers.
So good old Mad TV.
Yeah, this is the back catcher trick with my teeth.
And yeah. So those are the concerts. Those are some of the concerts I've seen. I've seen a whole hell of a lot more, but I don't remember them. Oh, there's another
rip it, my man. Jesus.
Liquid bread, man.
Liquid bread. Oh,
liquid
dude,
bread.
I gotta feel it.
You having a sandwich?
You know,
sandwich in a can.
Good sandwich.
No other notable concerts. Oh, come on, man.
I don't remember. I've been to quite a bit, but I don't remember. Oh, I've seen the Bare Naked Ladies.
Nice. Oh, nice.
I love those guys.
Very Canadian. Very Canadian.
Sure.
Somebody told me the origin of their name was just they wanted people to come to the bar to see them play.
That's exactly it.
That's it. Yeah, because on the marquee it said live tonight, bare naked ladies, and so people just swarmed the fucking place.
People
Yeah,
would
because
come.
they wanted to see.
And you know where they were
but instead
discovered?
it's just some dudes.
Do you know where they were discovered?
I don't.
They were discovered at Speaker's Corner in Toronto.
Nice.
Do you know what Speaker's Corner is?
No.
Aaron, do you know what Speaker's Corner is?
A venue, I'm guessing.
No.
I mean that was my guess. But
No, Speaker's Corner. Speaker's Corner was something that Much Music back in the 80s and even into the 90s, early 2000s had, where it was at the
television series.
No, at the side of their
That's a
building,
different thing.
on the outside of their building, there was a camera and a little spot where you could go in there and perform.
Oh, cool. And so they went
or sing, or you can go in there and tell jokes. You can go in there and do anything. It was called Speaker's Corner, where you could literally go there and film yourself. I think it was free. I don't remember if they paid any money for it. I don't remember.
They set up there, and
you go there, and I saw the video, and it was them saying, "Okay, we can't really afford a video, so this is how we're going to do it." So they went down to Speaker's Corner, and they went there, and
thing that I just posted into the Discord.
And they performed. What song did they perform? They performed Yoko Ono.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, they performed Yoko Ono. The first
cool story.
Yeah, the first performance of Yoko Ono live on TV was right there in Speaker's Corner. But Speaker's Corner was smaller.
Yeah, that's a cool origin story. I like.
It was smaller. It was literally on the outside. It was covered in stone. It was like they redid Speaker's Corner, like the picture that I see there. But
cool.
But yeah, that's the Bare Naked Ladies. So those are really the concerts that I've seen.
Cool, bruh.
Cool, bruh.
Pretty cool.
I love that story. Yeah.
I like that.
Pee Wee Herman reference.
I was trying to remember all. Oh man, most of them have unfortunately only.
Still there?
Hello, yeah.
I thought that was me who was having internet issues. No, it's Aaron this time.
Is it?
Yeah, you cut out for a second there.
Oh no! Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, sick. I'm gonna try to be quick and list my concerts. I saw Black Sabbath. Well, technically, it was Heaven and Hell. It was with Ronnie James Dio.
Okay.
So that was cool. I got to see the legend himself, Ronnie James Dio, up on stage with his withered sleeves. He was it was so dope. I got up to the front row. I was standing like 5 feet away from Tony Iommi, watching him just shred. So sick. Awesome concert. I saw Kiss. I saw Megadeth. I saw Down. I saw, I think when like it was Led Zeppelin, but it was with like John Bonham's son and somebody else that was there. I saw Heart when they played. And like, holy shit, her voice is incredible live. Like, she's just wow. CKY, Full Blast. I don't know. Monine. I don't know if Alexis on Fire was here when they played. Like, Bin Howden and the Taliban. They were amazing. A lot of these like underground live bands. I saw Bam Margera come and play. That was hilarious. And then CKY came again later. Actually, I met Chad Ginsburg, signed my ribs. That was wild.
That sounds wild.
That sounds wild.
Yeah, it was really cool because I was just like, sign my ribs, I'll get it tattooed. And he's like, I don't do that. And I was all drunk. And I was like, man, shut up and do it. And he's like, all right.
And you didn't end up doing it.
Oh, I did.
Did you?
I called my tattoo guy up. It was about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. I called the table up. And I got in there and like passed out while tattooing my.
I think you're having net issues again, man.
Am I?
I mean, you can make out the story though.
Yeah.
Call my tattoo guy.
Small bits.
Call my tattoo guy. Got the signature done. Pretty sweet story. Met Chad, which is cool. He's just ridiculous. Kiss was a wild concert. Megadeth was super, super cool. Motley Crue. Oh my god, yeah. Saw Motley Crue.
Ooh.
That was wild. That was so much fun. Oh my god, that was killer. There was a couple times where a couple big bands came through and I ended up somehow getting tickets and being able to go, and I always ended up like I would just barrel my way up to the front just so I could be like feet away from these guys. Actually, okay, funniest, stupidest thing that ever happened to me is I always somehow managed to get injured at a concert.
Ooh, well, you should probably go to the mosh pit, right? Go to a mosh pit.
Well, okay, yeah, the first time I ever got a mosh pit as a kid, and I can't remember who was playing here. I think it was at the Canadian. I remember that Canadian. Heavy show, a lot of fun, mosh pit. I'm in there. I get knocked. I hit the ground, land on my wrist, so I sprained my wrist because I landed full weight onto my arm, and then I'm just getting stepped on. And all I remember seeing was like looking up into the lights and thinking like, okay, this is how I die. And this fucking arm comes in and just grabs me by the scuff of my shirt and pulls me right out of the pit. And it was like this 6-foot tall guy. And he dusts me off, sets me down on the thing. He's like, "You good?" Like yells it over the music. I look at him just like awestruck, like looking into the headlights. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, "All right, you should probably go over there, man." And I was like, yeah. And I just walked off and sat the rest of the show out. But like, holy cow, that was
cool story,
spooky.
bro.
That was spooky, man. But literally, yeah, this like
fucking saved your goddamn life.
He saved my fucking life, man. Like I was literally getting stepped on, and just this random moshing dude, just like a 6-foot tall. Like I was like 16, 17, so I was a little freaking peanut, and he just literally picked me up like I weighed nothing. I'll never forget that. I was like, holy shit. And I think it was either at I think it was the Megadeth show. I think it was when I saw Megadeth. I was at the back of sort of the standing room only, you know, where everybody's sort of in the front. And there's that big, like, chunk of people standing there.
Right.
So I was in the back. I was there with a couple friends and, like, a couple dudes that I knew, like, acquaintances. And we were all laughing and joking around. And, man, like, I saw a couple of people crowd surfing. And I was like, oh, sick. I've always wanted to do that. And Buddy's like, well, then you're doing it, bro! And he just picks me up. And I'm like, no. And they pick me up and throw me, and I land like on top of all these people. And they like, without skipping a beat, they're like, oh, fuck, that was dumb, but here we go. And they just pick me up. And then I start crowd surfing from the back towards the stage, which is so ass backwards because I kept kicking people in the back of the head by accident. So everybody would be like, what? They just get a boot in the face and realize, oh shit, there's somebody crowd surfing. What the fuck? And they'd be like, all right, let's send them up. And they send me up. And then I got all the way to the front of the stage and I'm sitting there and I'm like, holy shit. And everybody beside me is like patting me on the back. And like, again, like I'm a young guy. So I'm just like, woo! Like I'm loving it. And I was there and I rocked out and it must have been like 10, 15 minutes. And I was like, shit. I turn around, I go, I gotta piss! They're like, let's go! And they pick me up and crowd surf me back. so now I'm crowd surfing towards the back of the thing, and I'm like laying on I'm back down, like so I'm looking up at the stage and the lights, and I'm just like, woo, this is great! And then the motherfuckers that I kicked in the back of the head by accident all banded together and decided to give me what's known as the hole.
I already know what this is.
So yeah, the hole is when someone's crowd surfing and then 7 or 8 people decide to just back up and make a large hole. So I was looking up at the stage and the lights, having the greatest time, and then all of a sudden I was free falling. And then just bam! Right into the floor on my back, and then everybody's laughing at me, and I was just like, oh my god, and I had to like roll, get up, and then like shame walk through about 24 other people to get out of the fucking pit so that I could go use the washroom. And I was like, God, this is literally the worst. That was so like
the most unfortunate thing there is that you didn't even mean to kick them.
No, I didn't. I felt so bad. I was trying to yell. I'm like, sorry. So many people got booted in the back of the head because like I wear boots. I always wear boots. Boots back then. I wear boots now. I had fucking big skull crusher boots on. And just, I'm sorry, I don't have control here. But
that's like one of the best stories I've ever heard.
Crowd surfing was amazing.
That's like literally one of the best stories I've ever heard. That's really cool.
I don't think I could survive crowd surfing. I think just being in that would give me too much anxiety, and I would. I was
always too fat to do crowd surfing.
Don't get me wrong, it was not graceful. There was a lot of falling, especially on the way there, because nobody knew what was happening, and I wasn't a cute girl, so it was just like, why is this random skinny dude falling on my head right now? And they picked me up. And to be honest, like, going there to the stage wasn't so much crowd surfing as being thrown. I was being thrown by people who were just like, fuck this kid, let's send him go. Like, they were like, oh, he wants to crowd surf? And then I would drop in on like 4 people who would hoist me up like I'm at a bar mitzvah, and then just huff me 6 or 7 people past, and then I would land on those people, and then that would happen again.
Were you a lanky?
I was a lanky teenager. So at least I didn't weigh much. But
it's easy to throw you then.
Yeah, it was. I felt used, and it was just like, oh, toss this fucking skeleton around for the next 5 minutes.
Even like normal crowd surfing that's not throwing someone.
No, I did.
100% could not do that. Like, I wouldn't have a heart attack. It would just stop. Everything would stop. I would be dead.
Oh, I was laughing my ass off.
But all those people,
so much fun.
You know,
it was an adrenaline rush. Going back was nice. Back was.
Yeah, I imagine it's better than being thrown.
Yeah, before I got the hole, when I went back, that was actual crowd surfing because everyone could see me coming. Perfect.
Yeah.
Let's just, and I felt like the ball. I felt like a pig at the roast. I was literally just being ushered atop these people, and I was a cloud of hands, and they're like, yeah, look at this kid. He's having the time of his life. Yeah, buddy. And then. Whoever decided to give me the hole was just like, this is going to be great. Watch, back up. And then I just fell, like, I dropped about 8 feet onto my back.
Learned your lesson.
I guarantee what happened was, like, those people that you accidentally kicked, like, they had a feeling that you were going to come back.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
They decided then and there, like, with each other, like, all right, if he does come back and he comes over here, just make a fucking hole. Like, push people.
Yeah, but I think, you know what, that was, normally, I would be okay with that, if it was my own hubris. If I was the kind of person that was like, crowd surf me, let's do this, and I was like, I'm going the wrong way, because I hate the establishment, and like, I would, I would hole me, I would give the hole if I was that guy, but I was crowd surfing my will. These guys grabbed me and lifted me up, and then forced me into the so. It wasn't really my doing, but I accepted the punishment for what it was.
And that's really one of the best stories I've ever heard.
That's rock and roll, baby.
That's
really
rock and roll.
At episode 10.
You don't do that at acapella concerts.
No. The best part is like just like shredding, so fucking speed metal and like you don't, lights, and I'm just being thrown around like a human.
You don't crowd surf at 4 guys singing "Hello, Mary Lou." You don't.
Why can't? Can we start doing that?
we should.
I will. All right, let's go.
Acapella crowd surfing.
I will surf you, Will. Your first surf.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna get a bunch of people, Kevin included, to acapella For the Longest Time.
I've done that. I've sung that song.
Perfect. There you go. So we're gonna get you and your barbershop friends, and then we're gonna get a crowd of people, and then Aaron's gonna fucking launch me into the crowd.
yeah. Yes, you. I think you were like me. You were tall and lanky, so that's perfect. You'll be totally fine. It's not as bad when it's a tall, lanky person. Because they can just. I
would tie your hair up though, because people will probably grab.
Oh yes,
they might think you're a woman,
a woman,
and you will get groped. And this is a very unfortunate reality of crowd surfing. Is a lot of times when girls do it, they get groped, and that's not acceptable.
Nope.
Okay,
and that's fuck. I know if
there are things that there are people that do that. I almost called them just things. I did actually, but there are people that intentionally do that, but sometimes if you don't entirely realize what's happening, you may accidentally
you are
fucking
going
throw someone on their ass.
You're gonna get a hand on the tit by accident if you're rolling. You're gonna get a fucking fist in the coot. Like it happens. Like when you're being launched onto people and they're just putting their hands up, that happens, and that happened to me, man. Somebody grazed my balls. That's okay. That's part of it.
That's okay. That's perfectly
That's
fine.
okay. You can accept a certain modicum of grazing. Okay, grazing happens, but like
I love how sophisticated.
Hashtag grazing happens. That's the name. That's the name of our show today.
What was the word you used? A certain what of grazing?
A modicum.
Modicum.
A modicum of grazing.
A certain modicum of grazing is to be expected. But I've talked to a few girls who've said like, yeah, they've full on had like people reach up and just like squeeze a boob, or like fucking grab their ass and give it a good old squeezing or something, and that's not cool, man. Like that's
no, it's not cool.
Yeah,
like,
let's
crowd
not
surfing
do that.
is like crowd surfing is like a journey onto the gods. It's a thing that like you see that in movies, man, and when you're a part of that, it is an amazing, incredible experience. I wouldn't have changed it for the world, whole included. And for someone to do that and, like, taint that sort of thing by, like, here's my chance to grab some 16-year-old girl's boob. Like, that's gross, dude. Like,
gross.
Fucking,
Very
like,
gross.
that's absolutely deplorable. And if anybody's
That's
ever
not
done
terrible.
that, fucking be ashamed of yourself.
Let's change that topic, though.
All right.
Let's change that topic.
That being said, I'm going to grope the shit out of you, Will.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our next topic. How we're going to grope Will.
Not even a crowd surf. I'm just gonna walk up and grope you, bud.
You're just gonna show up at my house. No one's gonna know how you found my address.
Boot the door in, walk up, look you dead in the eyes, and then just a grope. What a weird, gross
I think
word.
you've done that before, though.
Grope.
It is a weird word.
It is a word. Oh, I've done it to Alex many times.
I think you've done that to me. I think at the studio you just did that to me one day.
Aaron likes to grope people in the studio.
Yeah, what's a little grope between friends, man? Come on. That's so terrible. Oh my God.
All right, so my God, guys.
Jesus
wow.
fuck.
Okay, so obviously 2 out of 3 of us are musicians, right? Me and Aaron are musicians. Have you ever played an instrument at all, Will?
Yes.
You have. Okay, so what have you played?
Well, I have difficulties believing this is what it's called. It's called a baritone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
A baritone,
it's like a mini
what?
tuba.
Yeah, it's a baritone tuba.
Yeah. No, it's like it was never like it's always just called a baritone. That's what I've been told.
Okay.
Yep.
I have a secret to tell you.
Yeah.
I have also played the baritone tuba.
Tuna? Oh,
tuna.
shit.
The baritone tuna. That man, that's a difficult one. But the baritone tuba. I have also played the baritone tuba.
Guys, you're never gonna believe this.
What?
Yeah.
But I too have played. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I really did. I was in the Salvation Army kid, the child brass band.
Nice.
And
dude, brass has always eluded me.
Yeah.
Hey man, I was in grade 8.
Yeah.
I think that's the appropriate time to be playing brass instruments.
Yeah,
so
I was in grade 7, grade 8, and grade 9. I did
a few years ago. Then.
Yeah, unless you're Louis Armstrong. Like, my dad's got a trumpet at home somewhere, and like every time I try it, I feel like
a douche.
I just try to blow and like make any sound other than a duck being run over, and it's just like,
dude. Okay, like brass instruments can be really annoying, but like.
No, they're beautiful.
Damn.
They
awesome. They absolutely are.
They can be really annoying, but like, god damn, they're hard to play.
Yes,
they're super hard to play. But when in the hands of a master, oh, dude.
I was able to play pretty decent when I was playing
saxophone. Oh my god!
Yeah. When I was playing the baritone tuba, I was playing pretty decent. My cousin, well, he wasn't my cousin at the time, but he married into the family. Used to play the A&W theme song, A&W Bear theme song.
There was a theme song?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he used to play that on his big tuba that he used to play all the time.
So, like, not to toot my
Yeah.
own horn.
Yeah.
or anything,
Oh! Oh!
I kind of carried the fucking like the total of 2 baritones and the 2 tubas that we had
You just
on
killed
my
it.
own.
You were the
Yeah,
boss.
I
The
was
baritone
naturally good
boss.
at it.
I don't
figured
have-
it out super quick.
I don't have a lot of memories.
Baritone
Oh.
Bill.
I don't have a lot of memories from when I
Holy
was
shit.
in the brass band. I just know
baritone Bill.
yes. That's awesome.
Oh, so good. We need
That
more
was-
of that.
That was so good.
I
Too bad you
decided
could-
on a whim like an hour ago that I would charge the batteries for it, and I finally
Oh,
like
hell
plugged
yeah,
it
dude.
in. I
Good.
plugged it in. You were going on about your cousin marrying
Yeah.
family.
Yeah. So yeah, her dad used to play the A&W Bear theme song.
Sexy.
So
Sensual.
it's-
Woodwind, brass, any of that stuff you have to blow in. That's hardcore.
it was
I
difficult.
tried the
It was-
ocarina actually.
I have an
it-
ocarina around here somewhere.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
one.
right
It's
here.
in alto C though, so like it's a pain in the ass to play.
I have a plastic one, and it's like the most annoying thing in the world.
I got I have a wooden kazoo, which is wild. But I also have like the ocarina I have. It's like actually porcelain. Like, it's a
Nice.
thing.
Oh,
It's an
did you
actual-
get it? Did you get it
That's
off of like a deluxe version of Zelda?
No, I went to Amazon and I searched ocarina.
And you
And I
actually
saw
bought
it.
one?
Yeah,
I bought one
Yeah.
at the music store when I was buying strings for my guitar, and I saw it had like a plastic ocarina, and I was like, "Oh, bro, hit me up with that." And sometimes I just dance around in my underwear and just fucking.
I believe that. I believe you.
but do you
have that.
kazoo?
I have kazooed. I have kazooed in my life.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So
That is such a triumphant sound. I love it.
okay,
Right?
So you've played you've played the kazoo, and you played the ocarina or ocarina or
The
whatever you want to call
ocarina,
it.
not very well, but
Okay.
I've tried.
The Okanagan. Oh, I'm
Oh.
terrible at it. I'm so bad at it.
The
But have
Noganogan?
you ever played the spoons?
Yes, of course.
Actually,
Yeah?
yeah.
The spoons.
I have spooned.
You have spooned?
I
have
have also
spooned.
spooned.
Oh, good.
And I got a couple of these old guys that belonged to my grandfather.
Oh,
Ooh, the harmonicas.
Harmonicas, nice.
Dude, my grandfather, he is killer with the fiddle, right?
Oh, dude, I love
So-
the fiddle.
He decided it would be a great idea to take up the guitar.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
So for about 3 months now, every fucking day, he has been practicing for at the very least an hour every day.
Good. Good for him.
Like it is
takes
wild.
time.
Like everyone was convinced it was going to be like a week, and then he'd give it up.
hmm
But he is invested.
Well, there's something about it. I
Wow.
my great grandfather. He could play any stringed instrument. He taught himself everything. He had a violin. He had guitars. He had banjos. Like he taught himself how to read and write music. And he taught himself how to read and write English. And
Shit!
yeah, and he could play anything that had like he had a. We still have his violin at home. He's got we have a mandolin at home too that was made in like the 30s. Oh man.
Before your grandfather taught him how to read English, did he sound like that dude on the kitchen show you watch? Welcome to my kitchen.
Oh, I have no idea. He died way before I was born. This is my great grandfather. Actually, yeah, that was his wife. So my great grandmother, great grandmother. She was she used to make wine during Prohibition.
Welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make.
To the kitchen. Today we make with the paper and grind up. Yeah. Don't forget to use the figaro. Guys, fucking phenomenal. Love that
Okay,
guy.
well, what we're talking about is that Aaron found this
YouTube cook.
YouTube cook. It's called authentic Italian cooking. Okay,
Welcome to our kitchen.
so it's authentic Italian cooking, and all you see is this dude. Like you could obviously tell that he's pretty big, like he's a big guy, because his forearms are hairy as fuck.
And huge.
Like,
He's got
huge.
big and like the fucking thick catcher's mitt hands.
Thick hands. And all you hear him, he makes all this stuff, this food, like his old authentic Italian food. And all you hear is like, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to make it. That's it. That's all he says.
It's a voiceover. It's a voiceover over him cooking. And he's got
sounds like a little flute music at the beginning. Welcome to my kitchen. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make a roasted chicken. First you take the chicken and you parboil the chicken. And it's like, where are you, bro, with this voice? And
it sounds like somebody in Sault Ste. Marie had their relative come over from Italy, and they decided to make a YouTube channel to get in touch with.
It's 100% that, and it's like all ancient Roman recipes and medieval recipes and traditional, just straight up Italian recipes. Also, I had no idea.
Is passed from generation to generation in my family.
I had no idea meatballs were that old.
Oh my god, yeah,
dude, ancient Romans, dude, in the time of Christ, were eating meatballs. That's a spicy meatball. Yeah, that's some crazy shit. My ancestors were on fleek, bro, with that food shit, bro.
Yeah,
that one's for Alex, man. That's for Alex.
That's food shit, bro. I think Kevin died.
He might have died.
Yeah, this happens a lot.
Yeah. Oh my god. And yeah, dude. There's a recipe book. That he goes by. And it's made by this guy named Apicius. And so Apicius is this dude that his whole shtick was that he was rich and he wanted to eat really fancy stuff. So, he just texted me. He said he lost the net. He'll be back in a sec. So I'm going to tell you guys about Apicius. Yeah, so his whole shtick was that he was super, super rich and would just throw lavish dinner parties and eat the craziest stuff they could because why not when in Rome, right? Like, that's where the saying comes from. Ha-ha!
Hey!
And, is he back?
I'm back now.
Yeah. They had, so he put together a cookbook, and it had, the craziest recipes. Like, they used to eat roast peacock. Like, are you kidding?
Are we still talking about the kitchen guy?
Yeah, I was just telling Will about the book by Apicius that's got old Roman recipes in it for, roast peacock. And, there was stuff, I think they had something... It was quail stuffed with sea urchin, and they were stuffing things back then. That's the thing. You think friggin' we got fancy food stuff today, dude? You got nothing on what the Romans were doing. They were that was their crack. Was just lavish, unnecessary food,
which is hilarious.
If it moved, they ate it.
Yep, pretty much.
They saw a berry fall and decided, it's living, eat it.
Eat it. Oh, look! Literally, if it was living, or if it at all at one point was alive, they eat it. That's
or it grew.
Thing.
Yeah, plants. There was a fish actually that they used to eat, and the toxin in the fish. It was like a little fish, almost like a goldfish, and it had a certain kind of toxin in its blood or something. And if you ate it, you would hallucinate violently for 3 days. And
I love it.
Yeah, and they ate that fish into extinction.
That is kind of funny.
Yeah, it was literally it was at a dinner party thing. So literally, they would go out and be like, "We're having another dinner party." And it's really, Apicius. It's it's Tuesday. It's yeah, I don't care. We're having another dinner party. It's well, we just had one last night. And it's how could you still have wine left? He's like, dude, shut the fuck up. I'm rich. Let's have another dinner party. And I'm okay, cool. And he's by the way, we got some more of that fish that you eat that fucks you up for 3 days. And I'm oh, dude, that's my jam. Fuck me up with that.
So, okay, wine is wild to me, right? I don't know who discovered that stomping on grapes and then leaving it out in the sun a bit too long would get you fucked up. Well, but whoever did that is a god.
Fermentation's been around for 4,000, 5,000 years.
Oh, good lord, yeah.
The Egyptians had beer. They actually found a recipe for beer in one of the pyramids, and they were making it for a bit. It was called King Tut's. It was $100 a bottle. I wanted to get some. Didn't. Super bummed.
Back in the medieval ages, they actually drank beer over water because it was actually safer to drink beer than it was the actual water.
Yeah, 100%.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the fermentation process. Well, a lot of it came from monkeys and animals do it too. They get drunk all the time. It's when apples and pears and different fruits end up spoiling and fermenting in the sun, and that's like alcohol happens, ethanol or whatever, and so they eat it. They get fucked, and then so people see that, they're like, oh my god, look at that monkey, he's off his tits. Why is he doing that? And they're like, oh, well, because he ate this plum that's been sitting out in the sun for 3 days. And they're like, oh, dude, I want some of that plum. And then they figured out how to take that plum, or that thing, or that grape, and then, like, let's make it gross for a month, and then drink it. You're welcome.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna jump back to the music thing.
I was just about to do that.
Wow. Well, it's very strange how that works.
I know.
So you two like do music. One of you is a vocalist, the other is a guitar player.
Well, thank you for putting me in such a small box, but yes.
Well, I'm not saying that's all you do, but like from the
in my case, I am a vocalist, and that's all I do. So you can put me in vocalist, that box, no problem.
I mean, it's a pretty big box. Vocalist.
I dabble. I dabble in many things.
Is a pretty big box. Like,
okay,
I would play guitar. You can figure out bass and.
All right.
Anyway, so you guys do a lot more recording.
Yes,
I do a lot more of the mixing aspect.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of my deal. So I never really, like, once I figured out mixing, I never really got into learning more instruments. I should have. I mean, I could have fucking mastered the piano if I had, but
always wanted to play that.
Yeah, piano's a lot of fun. I mess around with it, but
always
mixing is still a very integral part of the process, though, dude.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like there's so much stuff you can do with compression alone is amazing.
Well, yeah, compression is really nice, especially when too many highs and lows come. It's a big issue there. Like, I actually had a compressor pedal for a while, which is really fun.
Ooh.
Yeah, so, I mean, for anybody listening, the basic job of compression is to take your low notes and your high notes, things that are peaking and
not
valleying.
In terms of pitch, in terms of volume.
Yeah, and volume, and to bring them to a level point where sort of everything is on the same volume.
So you're not being rumbled out of your shoes or bleeding out your ears.
Well, so you're not like listening to a song and say it's going like, and then it goes like that. You know, like when Tim does his things and he'll talk like this normally and then immediately starts
screaming.
That's when I would put the compressor on, and then like, so no matter how loud he got or how quiet he got, he would always maintain sort of a singular volume.
Well, there's an interesting thing that I heard from actually a Twitch streamer called Zine. It's X33N, and what she does,
not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored. Other Twitch streamers are available.
Yeah, we got Alex. We got Alex to sponsor us.
Yeah.
I'm sponsoring this podcast. Actually,
Are you? All right. Well, you can send the money to.
Oh no, I'm just here.
Oh,
that's the sponsor.
Okay.
You guys got paid.
So. What Zine does, he has everything hardwired, which is the best way to go, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like that's the same with this Echo box. It's just a pedal, and I can click a button and I can turn some knobs. It does reverb, it does delay, and there are a bunch of different settings to it. It's great. I'm not going to go through it all right now because that's going to be a huge mess, but whatever. So what Zine does is he has the compressor, but he also has an expander.
Ooh, what?
Yeah, and that's kind of like, it kind of seems like it's gonna not work too well. Like it cancels each other out in a way.
Counterproductive, but
yeah, but it makes it actually sound a lot more natural. So even when he does get loud, he's at a reasonable volume, but it still sounds kind of natural.
Where it manages your peaks. Okay, I understand.
Yeah, and if he's further away from the microphone or he's whispering, it sounds like he's talking normal. Yeah,
which I think is really important for. Actually, that would be really important for somebody who's primarily talking. That way, your voice is coming in clear and concise all the time.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Before I started doing shit with like YouTube and Twitch, I wanted to have good quality audio for when I was just in a call with somebody, so I didn't sound like crap on my dollar store headset.
Well, yeah, that's what separates the men from the boys. You got to pay to play, bruh.
You really
absolutely
do.
Absolutely.
And then I went overkill and got like a fucking whole audio interface with like the Scarlett Focusrite and the sound that goes into that.
I have a laptop and a mic.
Yeah, you have a Yeti.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
The last really cool thing, I bought an Apex 440, so it's like a USB condenser mic, and I've been using that for super old. Probably not the best quality anymore, but that was my ride or die for a while when we were messing around, recording, and doing any sort of things like that. It was my go-to, and it served me well. I definitely want to upgrade now.
Even then, it's still like I could fucking probably use this microphone for 10, 15 years, and it would still be like on par with everything else. Like, you really have to know what to look for when you're trying to buy a microphone. You don't want to go too expensive, but you don't want to go too cheap. You have to find that good in the middle on the lower sort of dollar.
Equipment is just exploded in terms of quantity, style, quality. Like, it's just, man, back in the day, using tape recorders and stuff like that. And now with this whole digital age, like, things are just exponentially growing ever faster and getting into new realms.
That's why, going back for a brief second, that's why I like what I do. Because with acapella, you don't need fancy microphones or boxes or compressor pedals, or
unless you want to record an album.
No,
that's where it gets weird. That's where the two areas
when you want to record an album, then you do.
Yeah.
But
then what you do is you get a good microphone that is of decent standard, and then you record it. Make sure it doesn't peak when you're recording, and you can do all that digitally. You don't need, like, this is now, of course. Like, I'm sure fucking 30 years ago, like, you just get like the compressor pedals and adjust everything how you want it, but you have to get it right.
Oh, dude, no way. With that, I think if you're going to be recording anything a cappella, you want to get the best possible microphones you can.
Absolutely.
And do it in a room that's completely sound point where you can hear your own fucking blood moving. And like, because
you want such an empty, dead sound. You cannot have anything moving.
You are not relying on instruments at all. So every little bit of the sound is coming from your vocals. So you want I could just picture the kind of setup.
Yeah, I know.
Just the cleanest, naturalist, warm too. It's got to be warm.
Like, one of the biggest things too that people do in any song that has instruments and vocals is reverb. Reverb is on pretty much everything.
Absolutely.
Except like a kick drum and a bass guitar.
But all the barbershop albums, because there's lots of them, and all the acapella albums that I have and all that I listen to, they all have reverb in it. And
yeah, of course. Well, maybe not all of them, but
it has its place.
You have to be careful with how you do it. Because the general rule with reverb in a normal song is if you hear it with the entire song, it's too much.
I can almost guarantee you that they do. Every single one. The only reason why is because as a barbershopper, we are literally drawn to staircases. Empty staircases.
Well,
empty rooms, like gyms and stuff.
Yeah, but that's got nothing to do with reverb. That's just general acoustics. That's how it's causing your voice to carry. Reverb is it's one of the many tools in your musical toolbox, and it should be treated like pepper. It should be sprinkled on sparingly.
Basically.
Yeah, like that's reverb. Reverb's great on a fucking guitar solo. Reverb is perfect on a guitar solo. If you want your notes to carry weight and to go on past Heaven's Gate and just carry you into the fog of fucking just ecstasy, you throw some reverb on that shit. Oh.
But if you add too much, you just fall into that fucking mud puddle 2 feet away.
You get into a void. You get lost.
Exactly. When I first turned on that box, that was way too much reverb. It was dramatic and it was jarring, but that was the point of it. But it was way too much reverb for anything.
Too much reverb, dude. Did we lose Gavin?
I could go on about this for hours, and we've been going for almost 2 hours. Aaron's making more tea.
I'm making more tea. I love music. That's the thing.
Music is amazing.
It is such a beautifully, uniquely human thing for us to just be able to be like, I made a sound that's going to make you feel something. And you're like, oh shit, dude. I felt something. And it's like,
It's wild.
Animals, it's wild. It's wild. We can communicate, this way. And it is. It's a form of communication. It's art. It's culture. It is uniquely, what's the opposite of divide? Uniting. Like, it unites us.
Yeah.
I almost said multiply.
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, ladies and germs.
We've been going for 2 hours. We should
call
it here before we go for 4 hours.
We've been going for a bit. So, that's episode 10. Episode 10 of There's Nobody Here Named Josh. And we've had 10 episodes, and we still haven't had a Josh here, which is a good thing.
That's saying something, man.
I almost had that mishap at the beginning, but
but he's not here right now, so that's okay.
That's right.
I kicked him out of the house. Actually, I evicted him for the duration of the episode.
You excommunicated that Josh.
Yes.
He's gone. We're never going to see him ever again.
Thanks everyone for listening to There's Nobody Here Named Josh podcast. I'm Kevin. This is Will. What?
What's up?
Before we go, it's our 10th. It's our 10th, Kevin.
It is our 10th.
So where are we in standing with the world? Are we still big in Romania?
The first time we had A.A.Ron on, we went over that, didn't we?
Yeah, you want to know? Okay, fine.
That's my favorite part.
Tell you what, I'll outro a little bit while you bring that up, Kev.
Yeah, because you're really good at it. Let's do it.
All right.
So yeah, thank you everybody for listening. We all greatly appreciate it. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a rating on whatever you listen to your podcasts on, whether it be iTunes, Spotify,
Apple Podcasts, all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
all of it. You can find us on social media, Twitter and Instagram at There's No Josh, and on Facebook, There's Nobody Here Named Josh Podcast. We also have a YouTube channel, which is called There's Nobody Here Named Josh.
All right. So that was great. That was a good time.
That was so in my ears. It was so hard to continue. You have no idea.
That was really good. Okay, so our 10th.
I'm proud of myself for carrying that.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah, it was. So before we go, I'll tell you, our 10th, we've had 102 total plays. So 102 people have played.
Could you imagine if it was exactly 100?
102.
Yeah. Have played what?
Played all podcasts.
All of our
podcasts?
all
of the episodes.
Total. All the episodes combined.
The grand total of all of our listens.
Is 102. So it's not as good as I want it to be, but it's okay.
Well, okay, it's 100. 10th episode. That's
85% of our listeners come from right here in Canada.
Hell yeah.
5% of our listeners come from Romania.
Romania.
5% come from the United States. 2% comes from Germany.
Oh, damn.
That's
and
crazy.
2% come from Albania.
We got to get all the Anias in there.
All the Anias. Romania, Albania, Czechoslovakia. I can't believe that we've got this presence.
That is incredible.
British Columbia.
Nice.
So
they'll listen to anything up there.
Vancouver. They're from Vancouver specifically. Canada. Here in Ontario, it's here in Sault Ste. Marie. 33% is in Bob Cajun. 15%. Bob Cajun. 15% of is in Toronto. 6% is in Markham. 3% is in Port Hope, and 3% is in Peterborough.
Man, that is wild. I love that.
That's in Canada.
Analytics is awesome. See, it makes it real.
It makes it real. Okay, so I just
started to get real with you guys at the end here. Now you have some statistics on our podcast on episode 10.
There you go.
That's fun. That's fun.
All right, so
I still have the Google page open for baritone, by the way.
5%.
People also ask is baritone high or low, and I find that funny.
So before we go officially, awesome. The 5% that was the United States, 50% is in Virginia and 50% is in Kentucky.
Nice.
So big shout out to our United States fans in Virginia and Kentucky.
You know what?
Oh
big
man,
I
feel so bad. I trash country now.
That's okay. I'm not sure whether our demographic would like to listen to country. They might. We don't know.
I don't know, dude. There's probably some dude in Kentucky right now. It's, you son of a bitch.
No, but then you brought up real classic country, and that redeemed it.
That would be.
That means a lot to me. Thank you. All right. Now, hopefully Kentucky hate mail, country bashing.
Now 58% of our gender demographic is male, which is fine.
My
41%,
bros.
41% is female, and 2% are non-binary.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Not
And
bad.
our average, the last statistic that I'll give you is our average listener, which is about 85% of the time, are people between the ages of 35 and 44. So my range of people,
Okay.
you know,
That's a decent.
my
age
range
range,
of
though.
people. Now we have them all the way from 17 up to 59.
Oh God, I hate the idea that we're warping some young minds, but sure.
Yeah, but it happens.
Well, I don't think
It
we're
happens.
warping any minds. We're just
Oh,
giving
dude,
different
that's my bread and
perspectives.
butter. I warp minds every day.
Like we're all quite different ages, I would think. So
That, yeah,
I
we
think
are.
that's cool. Yeah, that's nice to have. It's
Yeah,
very,
we are. All right, ladies and germs. Again, thanks for listening.
Thanks for
we
having
do
me.
appreciate
It's
it.
been real. We're going to do episode 11 later on. Remember to follow us on social media. There's no Josh on Instagram and Twitter, and there's nobody here named Josh Podcast on Facebook, and even on YouTube. And you can find this podcast wherever you find your podcasts. I'm Kevin. That's Will.
What's up?
That's Aaron.
Hey guys, have a good one.
And we'll see you later.
Take care.
Boom, boom, boom.